Good Morning Show with Troy Torres is brought to you by 76 Circle K Guam.
Good morning and a blessed Saturday, an end of the week to you all. My name is Troy Torres. It is 8:20 a.m. on Saturday, June 13, 2026. Please don't mind what I'm wearing. This is my day off, so I get to wear whatever I want. But let me just set the stage here before going on to the break and then to our guest. Last week, a few days ago, maybe 7 days ago, no, 6 or 5 days ago, we started to, Jacob Nakamura with our team started to look at Google Deepmind. Jacob looks at Google Deepmind and all these physics models as well all the time. And noticed that Google Deepmind had something developing near the Marshall Islands and there was a forecast for something in the time frame of June 18, June 19, something like that was going to swirl around and perhaps become something for somewhere in the Mariana Islands around that time. Sometime in the middle of last week, I sent it over to Landon Aydlett. He said, yeah, we're watching. And then last night I had a conversation with Brandon's twin brother, Landon Aydlett. And I was like, hey, now there's it's saying this and the time frame is this. Is this something that the public needs to know about? He said, maybe not tonight. How about tomorrow morning? And so if it's enough for either of the Aydlett brothers to say that the public should probably start to have at least some information about this, and in a tone that, we will allow the Landon brothers, Landon Aydlett, to set for us, we're going to have him on the other side of the commercial break talk to us about what this thing is that the forecast models are having develop and showing us as something heading toward the Mariana Islands sometime late next week. We think we'll see what he says on the other side of the commercial break. Please do stick with us. The really sucky thing about watching those commercials is that I cannot on a daily basis eat all that stuff. I have to wait until my high calorie days to eat Domino's or Wendy's or Cold Stone or just anything that's high in calories, right? And so yesterday was my high calorie day, and that's gone now. I've got 3 days of just dieting. Anyway, joining us live to talk about what you want to hear is Landon Aydlett from the National Weather Service Guam office. Good morning, Landon.
Good morning. This is my high calorie diet day and week and month and year. So party on.
Party on. Well, is it going to be a party at the National Weather Service over the next week?
Well, it's going to be a busy week. I swear, ever since before Selaku, it's just been a busy period. We've just had so many activities and disturbances going through the region. We've had a very nice dry spell across the region, which has given us a little bit of reprieve and time to focus on picking up the pieces from after Selaku, filing reports and other projects and program areas. But we're always with this El Nino declaration from the Climate Prediction Center the 2 days ago. We're going to be on guard through all of the year for any kind of spin up and potential threats and activities across the region.
So there is something that I think might have been named 92W already.
That's correct. So the Joint Typhoon Warning Center did open up an invest area 92W. A number of folks probably see that on different web pages and sources. This is not visible on the Joint Typhoon Warning Center homepage, where they show only those invest areas rated low, medium, and high. But this is rated as sub-low, meaning that development is not expected in the next couple of days. But we've been watching some long-range trends in the forecast models and ensemble members, indicating some long-range projections of a possible or developing tropical cyclone somewhere in the region, consistently for late next week into early next weekend. That's around Juneteenth, around June 19th and 20th. So we've been seeing these trends for about a week, but up to now it's been in the range of speculation and long-range model forecasts. But as time marches on, we're starting to get into a compressed timeline. We do have a visible and an evident tropical disturbance sitting just southeast of Madro. So things are starting to come together. It's going to still be sluggish, maybe another 24 to 48 hours on its development. It's a matter of when will this start to come together and begin its steady development trend. That's still an if, but also the when. So we're going to be watching that through the weekends, but as time marches on and the timeline compresses, we do have to start communicating this more effectively beyond our forecast discussions on our webpage. And so that's what we're going to be doing here today. Not so much a time to panic, not a time to worry, but a time to assess and be aware of regional weather trends and conditions over the next several days and start getting preparedness back in your mind. June is Typhoon Preparedness Month. We've been hitting that topic extensively for the last several months, is that awareness and preparedness should be year-round. So start thinking more seriously about preparedness because the forecast models have been quite consistent, showing development in the region coming somewhere through our region late next week into the weekend, anywhere between Cuke State and Mog at 20 North. Everyone within that range should be watching things closely.
That's a very wide range for now. Is there... let's take the AI models versus the physics models. First, when you say if, because you said if earlier, is there a strong chance still that whatever this is could dissipate before it gets to this general area?
You know, we're not seeing too many of those trends. I like to leave a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of possibility, because we see these tropical disturbances, they spin up in the models and they never materialize. The likelihood of that is decreasing. And again, that's because a couple of factors. We've been seeing this consistency in the number of forecast models for upwards of a week now. So that consistency has been there. It's been steady, but we're also seeing that broad, weak, low-level circulation center southeast of Madro. So these are all the factors. And so the likelihood of this thing not developing is very small. Okay. So we do have to anticipate the likelihood of something developing in the region.
So something is likely to develop from this thing that's happening southeast of Madro, which is in the Marshalls. The Marshalls, of course, whenever anything develops over there, it's something for Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan to look out for. You're saying this could go anywhere from as south of us as Chuuk to north of us as Mog, which is almost at the top of the CNI, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And so, okay, wow, all right. So that's the range right now. It's anywhere. Something could come to any one of us.
Yeah, that's correct. And I know some listeners might be thinking, well, that's a bad forecast. That's a huge range and tells us nothing. Well, that's the nature of tropical cyclone forecasting, especially when we're talking about 8 days out in the future. There's a lot of uncertainty. And when you're looking at the different individual model members, as well as the ensembles, there's a wide range in the output and the guidance, specifically the Google Deepmind, that has been consistently following a more southward track.
I was going to ask you about
trend.
That. Yeah.
We've seen that trend in some of our previous tropical cyclones over the last couple of months. The Google Deepmind follows a southward track I'm not entirely sure why, but it picks up on some of the atmospheric conditions and different variables, and it's done pretty well in the tracking forecasts. But that still favors a southward track near and south of Guam. And I think it's really keying in on a subtropical ridge that sits across the Pacific northeast of Saipan. If there's a tropical cyclone developing, that thing's not going to go toward the ridge. It's that ridge is going to direct it more westward with the overall steering across the Pacific.
So closer
Now,
to
how strong is that ridge? Well, that remains to be seen. If it's a very strong ridge and farther south, that's going to keep any tropical cyclone development southward and probably grazing all of the northern FSM, which would be a worst case scenario, I think, for the Federated States. Other forecast models, the American and the European, that follows more of a northwestward track initially, bringing it up around or north of 10 north, and then tracking westward to some degree through the Mariana Islands, anywhere from Guam up to 20 north near Mug. So we're 8 days out. It's a lot of range of uncertainty and possibilities, and it's upstream of the Mariana Islands. And so I tell people, when this is upstream of us, even if it's 2 days out, if it's upstream of you, watch it closely for any kind of curves and deviations. And so we have two things working in our favor. It's very early, and there's a lot of uncertainty.
Okay.
And so this is where folks should really key in on the awareness. Listen to our forecasts or discussions, especially tropical weather discussions on our webpage at weather.gov/GUM. We're going to be escalating things accordingly as time marches on. As we go into Sunday into Monday, it might get more into the range of taking very preparatory actions, ensuring that you and your family at home are prepared. This is not a guaranteed passage over Guam. This is not a guaranteed passage over Saipan. This is not a slam dunk by any means, but something to posture, plan, and prepare for.
Is this something where we should have another update tonight, or could it wait till tomorrow morning?
Probably wait till tomorrow morning. I don't anticipate much change today. One thing I do want to see is a little bit more consolidation of that low-level circulation center southeast of Majuro. Okay. Once JTWC does upgrade to a low, then we'll know that development is starting to take shape and occurring in time step with the forecast model. So we're going to be watching for that. I don't think that's going to happen. Definitely not this morning, and it may not happen today. It might be more so into Sunday. So we're going to be watching things closely. I think right now this is not so much the time frame to take a lot of action, but this is more so for awareness, preparedness, and getting plans and motions in the back of your mind. And as time marches on, maybe in another 24 hours into Sunday or more so Monday, that's when, if nothing changes, that's when we should start taking actions and securing things and preparing.
Just as a completely subjective, non-scientific, we're just asking for your personal opinion as Landon Aydlett with your meteorological knowledge, right? And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I'm not worried whatsoever, to 10 being something big is coming. Where would you rate your level of anxiety and regarding a passage anywhere from Chuk to Mog?
I would say my anxiety is at 0, and the reason for that is anxiety doesn't accomplish anything. Okay. And I tell people, do not have anxiety, do not worry, do not panic and stress over this, but be prepared. So anxiety is not going to do anything. My irritation level is about 13 because I'm supposed to travel on vacation on Saturday, and I'll make a final decision on Monday whether to postpone or to cancel my vacation altogether, because I really
cancel your vacation.
I really want to break. It's just been a very long couple of months since Sinlaku, and I think I've been working almost every day, including weekends.
I'm so sorry.
And even with a fractured spine, but it's been a long week, and I'll make a decision on Monday whether to postpone or just cancel my trip, because so my irritation is there. But preparedness, that's going to be our saving grace. We need to prepare, plan, and be ready to take action. And that could be as early as Monday, but no later than Monday if trends hold steady. So again, I just can't stress enough. I know the worry, the PTSD, the anxiety is there. And I want to encourage people not to worry, not to be anxious, but be prepared.
Okay.
Because that's a lot of energy that goes to waste in fretting over situations that we can't control. Um, and I'm in that party. I'm here. I have a house, and we're all affected by these tropical cyclones to one degree or another. And so,
Yeah.
worry and fear doesn't accomplish anything. But be focused and prepared. We're going to have to put our game faces on if things escalate. And so we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Got it. Okay, so we'll have an update tomorrow morning from you. And by the way, just on a personal note, I'm really sorry about your friend. I saw that on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really hard week. So between the office, upwards of 12 hours a day, working on so many things going on, my friend passing, it's just been a very hard week. And I got home the other night and just crashed. I mean, it just hit me after going hard all day and having her pass very untimely death.
I said a prayer when I saw that. I said a prayer for you, and I didn't know her, but yeah.
Yeah, she was a force to reckon with in island music, the island music scene, and bands and education, and supporting music and arts in the schools. And I think we need that more than ever. We need music and arts in the schools.
I agree.
It adds such an element to the education of our youth, and we need to focus and prioritize that. And so the music's going to continue. We're going to have a group from Japan. They were planning to come to Guam and perform for a 3-day tour, I think in mid-August. And so we're going to be assembling a large group of musicians to perform in her honor. So
what is her
we'll
name?
have more details on that. Joanne Matanani. Joanne Matanani. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my condolences.
Yeah. So it's going to be it's a large loss, but we're going to remember her fondly. She had a voice and a passion to reckon with.
God bless her and her family, and God bless you. And thank you, Landon, for your time on this and for your wisdom about anxiety and worry. Because I think we've got a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly. And understandably. And my concern is this year there's been topics and people voicing storm fatigue. And 2026 may be that year that we're going to be feeling storm fatigue that we've not felt in years. There's that potential. It's not guaranteed, but that potential is there. And let me tell you this, the Weather Service folks, we're feeling it because whether we have a direct threat, a passing threat, or a threat in general, we have to be game on with all of these events well before, during, and after, and watching for that next system. So we're exhausted, but that's our mission, and we're going to continue that mission to its fullest for every emerging and perceived threat.
Thank you. And thank you guys as always for your excellent public awareness and always taking our phone calls. We appreciate it.
Yeah, the media, y'all are our partner, a core partner of ours, and y'all are the voice amplifiers because we cannot do it alone. And so we appreciate the media coverage, the analysis, the discussions, and the amplification of this message.
This is my favorite thing to report on, actually. David Lebowski called me out on it. Your favorite thing is whatever. Yeah, because it's like I don't, I just repeat what the experts say and try to digest it. And I even ask the experts, hey, I'm trying to dumb this down. Is this the correct language? Yep. And you guys are always like, okay, maybe change this word to this. And you guys have been great with it. And so I love
it. Communication is everything. And when I write out these email alerts and stuff that go out to the public, I try to write it. I used to do a lot of collaboration with DJ Cure and Gary and others at KTKB.
Oh, they're awesome. Those are awesome people.
Our region has so many ESLs, and English as a third language are very little. And if we're not communicating in a way that can be effectively received and understood by all of our population, we're not getting the mission done. And so I got a lot of feedback from KTKB years ago with these Weather Radio Nation email alerts I would send out in the 2010s. And they said, this is great. We can just record it and read it once and we're done. And that's the goal.
That's awesome. I love it. And those guys over at KTKB are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Well, Landon, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
Yep. Talk to you tomorrow morning. Again, don't fret, don't stress, don't worry, but listen and be ready to get prepared.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
God bless.
Thanks. That was Landon Aydlett with the National Weather Service Guam office. So there's something. Something is brewing. It's already got an invest, but not by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, but by these other groups have given it an Invest 92W. It's a system that Landon said is right now southeast of Majuro, which is in the Marshalls. Of course, when things develop in the Marshalls, we in Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan tend to pay attention a little more to it. I asked him whether there's a likelihood that this thing would dissipate. He said that as this has gone on and things have developed over the past week, that likelihood is closing. And so something is going to develop, and its range right now, because it's like 8 days out, he said, right? Anywhere from Chuk all the way to Mog being toward the tip of, if not the final island of the Mariana Archipelago. So that's far, far north, right? So there's this big cone that it could go to, or this big area of trajectory that it could be going to. But something for us to pay attention to not be worried about, to not be anxious about. That was great advice. But I mean, it's not going to work on me because I'll just naturally be anxious or worried. But something to be prepared for. And that preparation involves first and foremost being informed. And so continue to monitor the National Weather Service Guam office website. That's at weather.gov/GUM. And to hear conversations like this, where Landon Aydlett or his brother Brandon break this stuff down, watch Kandit News, because this is actually my favorite kind of thing to cover. So we'll have Landon Aydlett with us at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for an update on this forecast. For Kandit News, I'm Troy Torres. You all have a beautiful Saturday, and I guess it's not my day off, and maybe it won't be my day off for a while. We'll see, but that's how it rolls, right? You all have a great day. God bless you.
We delivered. Guam AutoSpot is extending our overstock sell-off with the hottest deals on island, like our 2025 GMC Canyon with $4,000 off. Or slide into a brand new Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, starting at just $24,995. September is your chance to drive big and save even bigger. Visit us today or get pre-approved online at guamautospot.com or call 478-AUTO. Guam AutoSpot, where the savings never stop.
The stuff's hitting the spot.